This is Harvard, America's oldest college, 140 years older than the United States itself. Just a few miles from Boston, it's often considered one of the best universities in the world. But for people like me, I never thought I would be able to attend because college is expensive. But Harvard claims to be the most affordable college in America, and after having attended, I would say that's not too far from the truth. To attend Harvard, I paid $0.00. It was free. I graduated from Harvard, but what's even more important is how I paid for it. Because I was never sure I wanted to go to college until I could pay for it. Because had I graduated from Harvard, having paid for it all, I would be $240,000 in debt, $250,000. But instead, I owe $0.00. Because if you cannot pay for it, Harvard will just give you the money and you don't ever have to pay it back. Tuition, room, board, unlimited meals, yes, unlimited meals for free. Me, a refugee kid of 6 total, raised by parents working minimum wage jobs, could have never been able to pay for college for one, let alone 6 kids, so I never knew I wanted to go to college. But truth is that for most, Harvard costs less than your average state school. 60% of Harvard students pay just an average of $12,000 per year, and it's all right here on Harvard's website, just not enough people know about it. For me, college was essentially free, and even better news, it's not just Harvard, because more and more schools are following this trend. And that is great. Because if more kids who grew up like me knew that higher education could be affordable, let alone free, they would dream bigger. The future doesn't have to cost $250,000. It should and can be free. But, of course, first you need to get in, and that's not super easy because everyone has good grades, everyone has good test scores, so how do you distinguish yourself? Harvard. Some say this is the best college in the world, but how do you get into Harvard? There is one important thing that turns an applicant into a real Harvard student. To get into Harvard, you have to
tell a good story.
Tell a good story. Here, every applicant has good grades, has good test scores, even has good extracurriculars. I would even say every applicant has a good story. But not everyone knows how to tell it. Be authentic, be real, be relatable. But how do you do that with your story? I don't know. But I know that you have a good story because everyone does, just not everyone is sure how to tell it best. How does your story make you hungry? How does it make you want to change the world? How does your story make you you? Because Harvard does not want to put the smartest students together. Harvard wants to put the most inspiring students together. Because that is what makes Harvard Harvard. That is how you cultivate greatness. That is how you will change the world. And you can only do that with a good story. Not with good grades, not with good test scores, not even with good extracurriculars. You can only do that with a good story. Tell a good story, and any school, any job, anything in life can be yours. But above all of that, what makes Harvard one of the best universities in the world is not its academics, not its materials, not even its professors, because to be honest, you can find that in a lot of other places. But what you will not find is its traditions, its students, its culture. That is what makes Harvard such a unique, an inspiring, and a hungry place for world change. Good morning! Harvard versus Yale, the game. This is a quintessential part of the Harvard-Yale experience. one of the biggest college rivalries and one of the first football games ever to be played. And 135 games later, it is still happening. One of the biggest shows of Ivy League spirit, the best college versus the worst college.
Okay, just kidding guys. I guess like Yale is like an okay school, just like ahead of Trump University.
The day starts off at 7 a.m. Wake up, make breakfast, of course. Stay hydrated.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Go to the game, of course.
That's a touchdown, Harvard!
And Harvard wins, of course. 27-45. Okay, so in all honesty, both are great schools. Not traditionally big football schools, but
If there is any event that makes up for that, it is this, Harvard-Yale.
because it really is just about seeing old friends, a friendly rivalry, and just a little bit of winning.
Hey, who won? Harvard!
Look, I am so happy to be done with school, to be traveling around the world. It is, to be honest, a lot more fun than sitting here. But as a traveler, I think Harvard will always be there for places I have to visit every once in a while. Even if it's just for the game. Because I'm definitely a little biased. But I would say it's not just one of the best universities in the world, but one of the best places too.